Oh yeah. Woo! Hey. Okay.
Nice sweater, man.
Appreciate it, right, man. Had to bring my Sunday spiders. Oh yeah. Let's get it. Hey, let's get it. Backspin on the ones and twos. Good morning. Welcome, family. Welcome to the Real Deal Sports Show. I'm, of course, the Fanatic. And I'm here with the one and only Rad Man. And of course, backspins on the ones and twos, but Rad Man, good morning. Super Bowl representing 49ers. Chiefs, are you trying to say it's a repeat? What you saying, Rad Man? Why you feeling that shirt this morning?
Hey, this was from 2019, Miami, Florida. This is looking that way at the halfway point right now. The San Francisco 49ers and Kansas City Chiefs look like they could be on a collision course for a rematch in Super Bowl 57. It's shaping up right now, but hey, there's a lot more football to be played. First of all, welcome to Real Deal Sports Show. We're talking sports of all sorts, the Rad Man and the Fanatic. We're here each week with you from 8 to 9 a.m. here on WLGZ HD2, The Beat 105.5, and also on our social media platforms. Check us out on Facebook. Like us, love us, the whole 9 yard, hate us, whatever the case may be. Check us out. Facebook, Real Deal Sports Show, YouTube as well, Twitter, the whole 9 yards. Check us out. And we dedicate the show like we always do to the Buffalo 10, the victims of the racist massacre in Buffalo that happened 6 months ago. Yesterday, the 14th, well, actually this coming Monday, the 14th, will be 6 months ago that this dastardly act took place in Buffalo, New York. And it should never happen again. And people, the man should be accounted for. Hopefully that court case will get going. But hey, that should never happen again. And I want to also dedicate the show to a legend, Fred Hickman. We lost Fred Hickman from CNN Sports. The original sports show back in 1980 on June 1st, they debuted. Fred Hickman and Nick Charles came on CNN with a show called Sports Tonight. It was because Ted Turner said, hey, if ESPN just started a full sports network 24/7, guess what? We're going to add sports to our menu as well. Instead of being a complete just news show, hey, we're going to add sports to the mix. And it was Fred Hickman and Nick Charles, two of my favorite guys back in the 1980s. Me and my mom, we were going through a lot of changes. A lot of things were going on in the Radney Jones household at that time. Period. A lot of serious situations. And it was a blessing each night, Monday through Friday from 11 p.m. to 11:30 to see Fred Hickman and Nick Charles. And my mom had a crush on Nick Charles, by the way. She always said, man, that's a finely dressed man. And oh, man, that dude is sharp. And Nick Charles and Fred Hickman, they laid down the sports in a very professional manner. Fred Hickman was the guy before Stuart Scott, before the guys who you see now, Michael Wilburn, Jamila Hill, Steve Weitz, Jim Trotter. This is 1980 through 84, 85 with Fred Hickman and Nick Charles. And one thing, he always ended the show, Fred Hickman always ended it by saying, may all your jump shots hit nothing but net. Always ended the show.
That was his hey, that is smooth. Never heard that, Rad Man. You always educating the people.
That's right. Look him up. Google him, Fred Hickman. Take a look at your history, people. This is a history lesson for all people, especially us people of color, our black folks. Check out Fred Hickman. He also was the first host of Inside the NBA in 1989. The first rendition of it, he was the original host. And then also in 2002, he was the first host on the Yes Network.
Yes Network, yeah. Yep. I remember that. That's where I knew him from, watching all those Yankee games and Nets games and things like that. Yeah, big on the Yes Network. So definitely rest in peace, man. I'm glad you're bringing him up, Brad.
ESPN 2004, Fox Network 2008. Then he was Atlanta Braves pre- and post-game shows. He hosted the pre-game show and the post-game show for the Atlanta Braves all the way up to 2011. From 2008 to 2011, he retired. Rest in power, Fred Hickman. You changed my life. You got me thinking about journalism when statistics and accounting was kicking my behind over at Canisius College. And I said, man, I got to get out of this business thing, man. This business ain't for me. I switched into journalism, partly because of seeing you on and how smooth and articulate you were on those shows. So take a look, people. Look back at CNN Sports Tonight. Google Fred Hickman. Take a look at some of the shows. Just a sound bites from some of the shows back in 1980. Show how he was laying it down, and he paved the way for us and all the other people that you see on major TV, the Stuart Scotts and the whole 9 yards. Michael Wilburn on PTI gave an excellent celebration on Wednesday night. You could take a look at PTI, Google them, take a look. If you Google Fred Hickman, it'll come up, the PTI tribute. They did a great tribute to him on Wednesday night or Thursday night show. Those guys did a great job. Fred Hickman, rest in power. And now let's get back to Real Deal Sports Show, Fanatic.
Hey, we're just real quick on that. I just want to start off. Usually we do it at the end, but we'll continue to do it. I want to say free Brittany Griner, and I promise everybody we'll get right into the sports. But I just feel for her so immensely. Almost a year now, 260 plus days she's been over there in Russia for the hashish oil, allegedly. And just recently she got moved to the penal colony. And her lawyers didn't even know about it until she was already moved. So
wow.
Just Brittany Griner, I can't imagine what she's going through. Just want to send prayers and continue well wishes. Hopefully they can figure this out. And during all the midterm elections, just trying to I wanted somebody to speak up on her behalf. So, hey, we'll continue to control what we control, Rad Man. So I want to shout her out early. Free Brittany Griner.
Stay strong. Right. Stay mentally strong. That sister has to stay mentally strong. Going to it, and they said that penal colony is very a rough place to be.
Exactly. So I can't imagine. So I know it's easier said than done, but we're sending well wishes and hopefully she'll be able to get through it. So, all right, Pop, aka the Rad Man. Sorry on that. Hey, just want to make sure. Let's talk about it, man. The Buffalo Bills, big one. Josh Allen. We know about the injury. Talk to us about last week, and then we get ready for the Vikings coming up tomorrow. I know we got some great interviews, but just overall your thoughts on the Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills right now, once again, remember last season, Bills lost to Jacksonville Jaguars. That was a team coached by an imposter, Urban Myers, who didn't even do his job down there. And they only won 2 games, and one of them was against the Buffalo Bills. And I see the same trend this year with our quarterback situation. Ken Dorsey got to take control of the offense. You got to have, it's most likely Case Keenum will play tomorrow. The reason why Josh Allen got hurt was because he was holding the ball too long. You can't hold the ball long. You got to roll out, buy yourself some time, get out of the pocket, look down the field, and throw the ball to the open receiver. You can't stay in the pocket that long. Either going to be a holding penalty or bad things usually happen when you hang in there that long in today's National Football League, because most of the star players are on the defensive side of the ball. They're coming in on you. You only have a few seconds. And the thing I've seen about Josh Allen, what's disturbing to me is what I said from when I first laid eyes on him back his first year. Last Sunday at the Meadowlands, he reverted back to his first or second year in the National Football League. And I mean his low IQ. The man has a low football IQ. You can win with him. Can you win with Josh Allen? Yes, you can win with him. But you got to structure him in a fashion. Like last week, they should have been running draw plays. They should have been running screen passes. They should have ran some bubble screens. They should have got the ball out of his hands as quickly as possible. Because whenever he get those beady eyes, and you say that tells you he don't know what the hell is going on the defensive side of the ball. The Green Bay Packers in the second half of the game the week before, and then Sunday against the Jets, it seemed like the Matt LaFleur for Green Bay, and the head coach of Green Bay, and his brother Mike LaFleur, the coordinator for the Jets, seemed like they had a conversation. They dropped seven back. They rushed 4 people. Dumped the ball to Isaiah McKenzie. Dump it to Khalil Secure. And your wide receivers, once they start coming up, then you can go deeper. The first drive of the game, he throws it 50 yards for completion. They get down in the red zone. He rolls out. He looks, and he throws it right to the defender. And the reason why is because his low football IQ. He did not know what defense they were in. He did not know what they were doing. And after that, it went downhill. Did you notice in the Green Bay game in the second half, as well as in the Jets game, Josh Allen ran backwards and ran out of bounds. And all he had to do was just throw the ball. Once you get past the hash marks, throw the ball away. Throw the ball in the direction of your player out of bounds. Instead, Green Bay in the Jets, he ran out of bounds with the ball, taking a 5-yard loss. And one time, when he realized he was 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, he grabbed his helmet, grabbed his helmet like, oh man, because he doesn't think. He doesn't think. He doesn't have the football IQ you need in the National Football League week in and week out, because some teams are going to have defenses to defend you. You can't run backwards and go out of bounds, and then they just designate a player. Whoever was the closest player to you gets a sack. So somebody on the Jets in Green Bay were rewarded with a sack when they didn't have, all they did was just follow him out of bounds. They didn't even have to tackle him or touch him or do anything, and they got a sack credited to them. You don't see Patrick Mahomes doing things like that. So please, in my article this week, please, Buffalo Sports Right and Buffalo fans, stop comparing Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. They're not in the same league. Josh Allen is here. Patrick Mahomes is what a real MVP of the National Football League looks like. You hold Patrick Mahomes to a higher standard, and the man between the two games, his last two games against the San Francisco 49ers, and then turned it around last week and brought his team back from 10 points back last week to win in overtime. The thing he's doing on the football field is unbelievable. We can't ask Josh Allen to beat Patrick Mahomes, but Josh Allen needs to be Josh Allen. Dump the ball off, get it to your receivers. And then in Miami, what happened in Miami? They snapped the ball. He fumbles the ball, picks it up. All he had to do was re-spike it. Instead, he throws it to Stephon Diggs, and the time runs out. The Bills couldn't kick a field goal. This happens a lot with Josh Allen under pressure. When the game is tight, his jockstrap gets up on him, Fanatic. What do you think? That's good enough for the people out here?
Yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and let you cook. Go ahead, Rabbit. You on it this morning. Now, so the real thing is Josh is really locked in. Is it really those pressurized moments where he does get those beady eyes and he starts looking like, I don't exactly know what to do. He get that frenetic look, like I don't really understand what I should be doing. But he's been so locked in. What do you think it was? Was it just truly the LaFleur brothers telling them what they should do to Allen? Like, why do you think? Because to me, he was in the zone. Then he clearly was out of it. The second half of the Green Bay game, nobody talked about it, but because they won. But he didn't play well the second half. And then that first interception, he looked like he was getting cut. He threw it. He looked like Zach Wilson throwing it right to the Jets defender. I don't know where he was looking at that. I wanted somebody to ask Josh, but obviously he's been unavailable. What do you think, Radman, is the reason why Josh was locked in and playing like an MVP? And what you said was right about him and Mahomes. We know why that people are trying to compare, act like Josh is that guy. But why do you think that he kind of was locked in and then locked right back out?
Because he gets nervous. He gets too excited. He gets nervous. And then you notice whenever he doesn't understand what's going on the football field, that's when he really kind of gets jittery and he makes all kinds of mistakes that you don't see. And one thing I must give Josh Allen credit. In all the 5 years he's been in Buffalo, he's always taken credit, taking responsibility for the good games and taking responsibility for the bad ones. And he knows he's playing badly, but mentally, he just doesn't have it when it comes to close games of being able to stay calm, look at the defense, dump it to your running backs. The Bills can help them by running the football. And I think when you see Case Keenum tomorrow, because it's obvious Case Keenum will be the starting quarterback for the Buffalo Bills tomorrow. Case Keenum, you're going to see a well-balanced offense. You're going to see more running. You're going to see more plays that you should be saying. And when you watch the game tomorrow, Buffalo fans, ask yourself, how come Josh Allen doesn't run these type of plays? How come he doesn't run it's like, he could throw the ball 63 yards. I mean, he threw a great play at the end of the game. I mean, he threw the ball 63 yards on a strike right in the middle of Gabe Davis's chest. And I think if Saucer or whatever, Sauce Shaker or whatever his name is, if he wasn't holding my man's arm, I think he would have caught the ball. That should have been a penalty. That should have been a first down for the Bills at the 15-yard line at the Jets 15. But, they wasn't going to give that up. But he can throw. Josh Allen can throw those plays. But guess what, Fanatic? Those plays don't win football games. The little plays do. The 10-yarders, the 5-yard plays, the 15-yard plays. Those are the plays that win games, not that 6. Everybody talking about, oh, man, you saw Josh win, man. He can do that, but you didn't win the game. You didn't win the game. He throwing the ball 63 yards. The man Gabe Davis should have caught it, but this man got to be a thinking man's quarterback. That's why you see guys like Tom Brady stick around, because they're thinking, they know how to get rid of the ball. They know the rules. Josh Allen threw the ball down on the ground, fumbled the snap, picked it up, and then threw it to Stefon Diggs. And I asked him about it during the post game. He said because he thought the rule was you can't, once you fumble the snap, you can't spike the ball, which was totally incorrect. And his coach too didn't know the rule either. I must say, your head coach the head coach got to know the rules too. He don't know the rules either. How are you coaching somebody you didn't know that you can't, that if you fumble, the quarterback fumbles the snap, he can still pick the ball up and spike the football?
I will. Yep.
Yeah,
come on.
It's not all Josh Allen's fault, but it's coaching out there too that's not helping him for his shortcomings. He needs coaching to help him overcome those shortcomings that he has.
So now, man. Now again, they lost one game recently. The Bills going through some struggles. Do you think so? The way that they're playing and have played, because I've heard this analogy. The Bills are Mike Tyson. The Bills will knock you out, and when they get going, I was surprised. I thought he would hit Diggs more because that's always his security blanket. But according to the film, I thought Sauce Gardner was all locking up Stefon Diggs, but it didn't seem like that based on some of the film takes that I've been reading. And so, based on moving it forward, Rad, because I know we got to get ready. We're going to come back and talk Bills, but I know we're going to go to our guest. Where do you think the way that the Bills play now, Josh Allen centric? Because I agree with you, and I think this is a blessing in disguise. When Case Keenum plays tomorrow, then probably next week, it's going to be a lot more balanced, a lot more Singletary, a lot more Hines, and I'm really excited. Shout out to the Cook family, seeing James Cook for the Bills and Dalvin Cook on the same field tomorrow. Do you think that the way the Bills knockout style, do you think that will lead them to a championship, or do you think that that's just fool's gold? It's like the old school Phoenix Suns playing no defense, 15 seconds or less. How do you feel with the overall scheme? Is it championship-worthy scheme?
No, it's not. The San Diego Chargers with Eric Coryell, with Dan Fouts and all those great receivers, Kellen Winslow and all of those guys, you got to run the football. They didn't run the football enough to win. When they got into a cold weather game where it was minus 20 below zero in Cincinnati, frozen, one of the coldest games ever played in the playoffs, they tried to throw the ball, and the ball was like an ice cube, a big old brick of ice. It was so hard and frozen. San Diego couldn't run. They tried to run the ball. They couldn't run it, and Cincinnati beat them easily because you got to be able to run the football. And Buffalo plays in cold weather. I mean, it could be minus 10 or 12 or 20 below out there for some playoff games. I mean, they're talking about snow tomorrow. We might have some snowflakes out there at the stadium, at Highmark Stadium tomorrow. So you got to be able to run the ball. You got to be able to run the ball. I think you'll see a more balanced offense tomorrow. And hopefully, I think Josh, with that up, he heard it his second year in the league. He was out 2 to 3 weeks. He might miss the Cleveland game as well, and possibly I think I see him coming back for maybe Thanksgiving at Detroit, or definitely at New England the following Thursday, because Buffalo plays 2 Thursdays in a row: Thanksgiving Thursday, and then the following Thursday. So I see him missing these next 2 games, and I think you'll see a much well balanced offense, and they'll take and now you can't really have to say, hey, it's not all on Josh. Josh can't run the ball 30, 40 yards. You got to get these running backs going, get these guys going, and see. And Hines, I'm very excited about seeing Nyheim Hines, because he's a guy you can put in a lot of different situations, screen passes, jet sweeps, get Isaiah McKenzie going again. They haven't used Isaiah McKenzie that much either so far this year. It's been the Dorsey, man. The jury's out on Ken Dorsey as a coordinator. First they were hooping him up. But now you're in the meat of the season. Ken Dorsey, we going to start looking at you, man. You got to do more than throw your headset, my man. You got to do a lot more than that. Come on, man.
Tell him, Brad, man. Tell him, Brad, man. Hey, before our guest comes on, hey, it's a comment here, Brad. I'm going to let you respond directly about the Josh Allen piece. Did Josh Allen not stay calm last year in the most pressurized moment of his career? He did everything he was supposed to do to beat the Chiefs in depth, and the defense gave it away in the 13 seconds. What say you, Rad, man?
The head coach gave it away in the 13 seconds by taking over the defense and not allowing the special teams kicker to squib kick it. Coaching lost that game. Both the teams on the field, the Bills won that game. That was the best game Josh Allen played. And let's keep in mind now, the Honey Badger went out in that game in the second quarter, the middle of the field, because we're up in the nosebleeds. We could see the field way up in the nosebleeds looking down. The middle of the field was open the whole second half. Brian Daboll wasted time by running the ball in the third quarter. Buffalo could have won that game outright by 7 to 10 points if they just would have been throwing the ball, doing what they did in the fourth quarter. The middle of the field was open the entire second half. Once the Honey Badger left the game, that safety could not protect the middle of the field. And the Bills, you saw they exploited it in the fourth quarter. That was the best game that I saw Josh Allen play. But keep in mind, what was he doing? He was stepping back. He had time. They didn't have a pass rush. It was like 7-on-7 drill. I mean, man, it wasn't no pass rush much. He wasn't rushed more. He took his time. He looked. Man, hell, Gabe Davis was wide open half the time. I mean, it's hard to say, man, just get the ball over the Gabe or get to Stephon or get it to whoever, the running back, get it to somebody. I mean, most receivers, unfortunately, was running free in the second half of that game, in the second half of that one. He played calm, but you saw in a couple other games against the Ravens and the Colts, he had trouble. Once again, the defense had to bail him out against Lamar Jackson in that playoff game. And please, I hope Buffalo don't have to play the Colts, the Ravens. Excuse me, not the Colts, the Ravens.
No, like the Colts.
The Baltimore Ravens. No, anybody play the Colts, man. You might be coaching next week if you got Jeff Saturday out there. That's a whole nother story. We got to get to that one in a little bit too. But no, I think he plays well in games where he has time to throw and the guys are open. And that Kansas City game was his best game. Give the credit where credit is due. You still got to complete the passes, and he did that. But he had trouble in the two other playoff games that season against it was the Indianapolis Colts and also the Lamar Jackson one where Lamar threw the interception in the end zone and Tyron Johnson ran it all the way back for a touchdown to put that game out to reach the seal. But that game he didn't play well in either one of those games. His best playoff game ever is the Kansas City game from last season.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, well, this is a perfect segue. That was the first Bills segment, and we know we got to go ahead and make sure we pay some bills here, Rad Man, with our sponsors who brought to you that first segment. That good old the Miriam Rivera.
Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency. Yes, Miriam Rivera.
Auto, home, and health, baby. Life insurance.
Go ahead and read it, Fanatic.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, I get excited about this one because you give me hype. 1038 Lyle Avenue or 511 BN Road. We are Suite B. Call 585-360-0094. We know what the Rad Man says every week. They save his family money. I know they can save you all some money. So give Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency a call, 585-360-0094, or pull up on them, 1038 Lyle Avenue or 511 BN Road, Suite B. So we're going to go ahead and transition. Shout out. This is a great transition. Shout out to Andre Fontenette on checking in with us this morning. Appreciate you and everybody else listening this morning. 4 straight states, a McQuaid night. So on to the states, 4 straight, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 for McQuaid. So shout out to them. And that's a perfect segue because it's time for the high school sports. But go ahead, Rad Man. You got anything to add on that about McQuaid?
Hey, 4 straight. The coaching staff has been there all this time. The players change over. They just know how to coach their players. And their coach, they get excited, but they play within themselves. And congratulations on a blowout. I was shocked that they blew out Pittsburgh last night out at Brockport. But they really laid it on. And we may have a few minutes to get Coach Fontenette in here for a couple of minutes in the second half of the show, just to give a quick update on that. I went out there and saw East High School get beat down in the pouring rain, 28-6 by Canandaigua. Tyrese Brockton, that young man is the real deal. Number 2, he did it all, Fanatic, ran it all over the field, all on him. Plays cornerback. Man, the guy just broke loose, was very dangerous. East High had nothing to be ashamed about. You had another great season, but hey, you got hopefully next season you guys got to go ahead and get to the next level. But it was a great game, good game, and the Hilton game was good too. But I don't want to take any of Markel's thunder. Let's get our next guest who's coming on, who's brought to you by Jack Green's Men's Shop. So stop by Jack Green's Men's Shop. Get up there at the corner of East Ridge Road and Hudson Avenue. Jack Green's Men's Shop, located in the East Ridge Road and Hudson Street Plaza. Hey, if you want to look like a boss or you want to look serious like we do, people ask how we look so good at the Bills games on the road. That's because of Jack Green's Men's Shop. Hey, they also sell women apparel now. Stop in. They got men and women's apparel at Jack Green's Men's Shop. Stop in today. It's a rainy day. Good day to get you something for the holiday season coming up. You got some great deals. Go see Frank Diaz and his family up there at Jack Green's Men's Shop. I'm telling you, they'll have you looking fly, looking right, have you situated for whatever, if it's church or whatever the occasion may be, even a wedding, he'll get you right.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So now it's officially high school football update time for the one and only, one of the best people, the best reporters in the nation, up and coming. He got his Malcolm X glasses on. You know he about to kick you some knowledge. The one and only Marquel Slaughter. What up, Quelly Quell? What's going on with you?
Good morning, guys. It was a long night yesterday. I was in that rain too. I left before that East game started, though. I had to get dry. It was crazy, man. It's I get one of those games a year.
Hey, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you for jumping on with us because, again, not only a long night, cold and rainy, hey, that's not too much fun. And you up here early with us. So from the DNC straight to everyone right here, Marquel, high school football update. Just tell us, what are you seeing? What's going on? What are some major updates that the people need to know about?
Well, the few games y'all mentioned were some big games. McQuaid winning 4 in a row in AA. That's in a class like AA. That's pretty impressive. Like George said, Dave, I've only been here 3 of those championship teams, but it's been a different team every time. It's not a system. They play to their players' strengths, which I think all good coaching staffs are able to do. They adapt to the players they have, and they got this. But they got this one kid, man. They call him Johnny Football. His name Johnny Harding. Small. He's probably 5'5", 5'6", small running back, but he's a whole offense, man, and everybody knows it. He's getting 30 carries. He might get 5 to 10 catches out of the backfield or in the wide receiver or the slot position. He's a really exciting player. He scored 4 times yesterday.
Wow.
Very hard to stop. I was surprised at the score just because in AA, especially when you get to this stage of it's hard to beat teams like that. So I was surprised at the score. I do believe Pittsburgh had some of their better players get hurt. The quarterback and receiver, Jackson Green and Caleb Lewis, that may have something to do with it. But McQuaid, that's since I've been here, they're 3 for 3. So there's nothing more to be said. They're pretty good. Canandaigua got 4 in a row after beating East. I haven't seen Canandaigua, but I've seen East a few times. And that's a really good team. So for Canandaigua to get East like that was very impressive. I'm not surprised Canandaigua won again because they're always there. That coaching staff is phenomenal. But for them to beat it, that East team is one of the better teams I saw. So Canandaigua, hats off to them. I watched the A1 game. Webster Schroeder was undefeated, and they lost to Hilton, a team that they beat in week 1. So it's been 10 weeks since that matchup. But Hilton got them 40-7. They had 2 running backs, Jeff Broadnax and Robert Lowry, who had 2 touchdowns each. Lowry ran for 200. Broadnax ran for $1 and change. Thunder and Lightning backfield. Those guys are phenomenal. Their line is crazy. Their coach been there a long time, Rich Lapani, and this is his first section championship since '94. So that was a big deal for him. There's a whole slate of games today too. We got the smaller schools, B, C, and D, and 8-man. I'll personally be covering the C game. East Rochester Gananda versus Attica. East Rochester Gananda, they're the reigning champion, and they're trying to beat a team that beat them in week 2. So this should be pretty cool. I went to East Rochester earlier this week. One of their better players, Manny Sepulveda, who's an outstanding D-back receiver, he just committed to the University at Buffalo to actually run track. He's a triple jump state champ. He does it all. He has Section 5 records in football. He has league and school records in track and field. The kid is one of the better athletes in Section 5, so it's pretty cool to see him have his signing day. But yeah, I'm excited for this slate of game. There's a City of Rochester school playing today, Monroe. They're playing Batavia. Monroe's looking for their first title, I want to say since the 70s.
Yeah.
They won a few of the first Section 5 title championships, and I guess they didn't have a team for a while. I'm not sure how long it's been, so that kind of works into it. But they're having a very exciting year. I've seen them; they look good. They got a quarterback, Kaya Moses, a receiver, Messiah Hampton, who's getting looks from UB as well. They got a good crew over there, but they're playing a Batavia team that beat them earlier, and Batavia is undefeated. They've been here a few times the last few years, and they got a squad over there, man. But Batavia is going to be tough.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. They're tough every year. That's a big school out there in Batavia. I've seen them play many years in Monroe. To see what happens when C School District, they put in a nice turf field over there at the Monroe High School, and their weight room, it's almost as good as the Buffalo Bills weight room. I mean, you should see some of the state-of-the-art equipment that they have at Monroe to work, and now you're seeing it play out on the football field. They built up some good athletes because they were bad for the last couple of years, and all of a sudden they turned it around this season. And once they beat Hunter A. Falls Lyman the first time, it seemed like that's when they really got going. And I'm looking forward to seeing them tonight. But they're gonna have their hands full with Batavia because Batavia can come at you with all kinds of running, play, passing, the whole 9 yards. So it should be a good game. I'm gonna head out to SUNY Brockport tonight and check that game out.
And another thing I should mention, it's not the final game for a few of these classes. Class D, the 2 Class A champs, and then the 2 Class AA finalists. So even though Pittsburgh lost, they still have another game. This is an odd year when sections have odd number of teams, and this is a year where Section 5 has the higher end of the stick, I should say, and they get a few extra teams that goes on to regionals. So like last night, Pittsburgh, they lost the AA final, but they'll still be moving on to play in the regional round next week. They'll still have a chance. And the A1 and A2 champions, usually they would play each other in a crossover game to see who moves on, but this year they're not doing that. The A1 champ and the A2 champs will move on, and that's Canandaigua and Hilton. They don't have to play each other. They'll just move on. There'll be 2 AA teams.
Why is that, Quell?
There's odd. Each section,
each
section around the state, it rotates every year like this, and it's common. I think it just started in football, but it's common in like hockey, for instance, has been doing this for a while, where there'll be one section a year that gets some extra teams in the mix.
Oh, wow, that's a shame. East usually plays Canandaigua in the A1 versus A2 previously, and now they move up. I guess they're in the same conference. So, dog, East just can't catch a break here with this scheduling of these tournaments. So, man, because they used to be the A1 champ or the A2 champ, and they used to play Canandaigua the last few years in the A1 versus the A2 crossover game. So now you don't have that anymore. So Hilton moves on, as well as Canandaigua moves on to play the next round. Is that Buffalo schools they're facing? It's
one of the A champs will play Jamestown from Section 6. The other one will play a Section 2 team, Somers, I believe. So one team, and it's a tiebreaker that I have no clue how they're working out. But whoever wins the tiebreaker will get the quote-unquote home game at the University of Rochester next week, and the other A team will have to go to Shenandoah in Albany area.
Woo! They better pack a lunch then. They're going up there, man. It's got a long bus ride heading up to that spot, man.
Yeah.
Markel,
congratulations to them for being able to move on. No, I'm sorry. I just wanted to congratulate all the teams for being able to move on, and there's a few more today. This is the best time of the year just to see all the emotion going on. So, my teams were never this good, so it's dope to cover teams that winning at this level.
Yeah, that is definitely a super dope thing. Hey, Quell, just last thing on it for us. I know we're gonna get ready to wrap it here. Is how can folks stay in contact with you? How can people follow you? What's the best way that they can keep getting this knowledge? Because it's clearly a lot of twists and turns and spider webs and off years, on years. We need people like you to keep us straight, man. So
Exactly.
how can people get in contact with you?
Well, if y'all don't care about reading my food tweets and tweets about what hip hop album is whack this week, you can find me. I'm at Marquel Sports on Twitter and Instagram, MARQUEL Sports. I'm on there. I'm more active than not this time of the year. There's a lot of stuff going on. Volleyball team still doing their thing, swimming. Soccer championships are this week. I'm not following all of it, but if you need to know something, hit me up on one of those platforms and I can get some help for you.
Great. We gotta have you back once this fall sports season completely wraps up. Have you back probably late November, early December when this finally wraps to just give us a synopsis. Because man, this is a lot of moving pieces here, puzzle pieces here. I didn't know it was changing like this. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, it's so interesting because I was literally when you were saying it, I'm going back in my mind. And I'm like, when was there a time that the Rochester champion during my high school career didn't play the Buffalo champion? But yeah, it's crazy how that's going. But thank you, Quelly Quell, for being here again. Long night, you up early for us, man. So thank you so much. Hey, shout out to Canisius College. Hey, that's what produced Marquel Slaughter and the hard working man that he is, man. So appreciate you. Tell the family. Hope the family's well, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Keep working on that jump shot too, man. We got
all Canisius grads on the air right now. How about that?
Yes. Go Grips.
Go Grips. Hopefully you have a good season.
Thanks, Quell.
That's excellent. DNC reporter, Democrat and Chronicle sports reporter, Marquel Slaughter. Always a pleasure having him on the show, bringing him back. And our next guest is coming up, is sponsored by Burgos Income Tax. Hey, it's not too early to start thinking about income tax season. See Mr. Burgos down there at 1815 North Clinton Avenue, or give him a call at 266-2680. That's 585-266-2680. If you haven't filed from last season, hey, Al can get you out of that jam. If you just gave up on it, give Al a call. Al can help soften the blow with the IRS, because the IRS ain't playing. They got all kinds of things coming, but Al, the man has been in business since the 90s. He knows the tax loopholes, the whole 9 yards. Al Burgos can get your tax situation straightened out if it needs to be straightened out. So go stop on through Burgos Income Tax, Inc., 1815 North Clinton Avenue, or give them a phone call, 266-2680.
Beautiful. Hey, it's time to bring on our regularly scheduled, the one and only, the sports director from 105.5 The Beat, Zill Talk Upstate finest. You can check him on IG at Zill Talk Upstate. The one and only Jay Gills. What's happening, my brother?
Hey, good morning, Fanatic. Good morning, Radman. Good morning, Rochester. It's going to be another good week to talk sports, basketball, football. You already know, man. And, that Section 5 was something else last night. Pittsburgh versus McQuaid. My God, what a game.
What a game. And speaking of what a game, what about your Dolphins pulling off another victory there? But are you concerned that they let Justin Fields, the rookie quarterback, or run for all the set of NFL history of running 190 yards rushing? Or are you concerned about them giving up all these rushing yards every week?
I'm not concerned at all, right, man? Like I said, this Dolphins team is a bend but don't break defense. We don't have this linebacking core right now to be able to stop the run. Our defensive line has improved, especially with the addition of Bradley Chubb. But like I said, as long as we're going to be able to get to the quarterback, make those impact plays, that's what's going to make this defense as elite as it was in the past. Yes, Justin Fields had about 160 rushing yards, something like that. It was bad. It was real bad. A lot of those calls, though, especially that 61-yard touchdown call, it was a nice hold. It was a hold in that pocket. They missed that when the NFL did say they missed that one. That's all I'm gonna say. But when it comes to when it comes to that, we are bend but don't break defense. It's about making those explosive plays. Bradley Chubb just getting into the mix. He was able to actually get to Justin Fields a couple times, couple quarterback hurries, which was very impressive. We're not going to see too many of those quarterbacks. And moving forward, we got Jacoby Brissett this tomorrow. You know, he's a very stationary quarterback. He's not mobile at all. Followed by David Mills. He's not a mobile quarterback. And then you got even in Jimmy Garoppolo over in San Francisco. You know, those next 3 games, we're not seeing many mobile quarterbacks. So we're going to have time to adjust to when we need to beat those guys. But I'm not worried about it at all, Rad Man. Not at all. Not one bit.
All right. I'm glad to hear you say that. And quick on the Bills and Minnesota game, you have a quick take on that one?
Well, it's all about Josh Allen at this point. You know, they're going to need Josh Allen to play if they have a chance of winning, not just because he's a candidate for league MVP, but when we talk about the Bills, if he doesn't play, that makes them into a completely one-dimensional team. Right now, Josh Allen is I believe accumulated for 50 yards. He's averaging about 46 yards on the ground per game. No, I'm sorry, but he's for the ground game. Yeah, he's averaging about 46 yards on the ground per game. And, you know, Devin Singletary, they had just picked up Najee Hines. I'm not sure if the Bills are going to be able to effectively run the ball without the playmaking of Josh Allen. And that coupled with Case Keenum at the helm at quarterback, that's going to be a long day for the Buffaloes. So they better hope Josh Allen plays. If not, Minnesota is going to pick up that 8th win of the season and start to begin to prove everybody wrong. Because if they can go into Buffalo, even with Case Keenum, into Buffalo and get that W, that's saying something.
He's a former quarterback, absolutely. And Jake Gills, how can people stay in contact with you at?
Most definitely. I already know, man. Check me out at ZillTalkUpstate.com. That's www.ZillTalkUpstate.com. And on Instagram, as Fanatic said earlier, ZillTalkUpstate on the IG.
All right. Thank you very much, my friend. And I'll see you tomorrow as we head out to the stadium for that game. I beg to differ with you. I think Case Keenum, I think you'll see a better run offense, much more balanced offense with the Bills tomorrow. But we'll talk about that on the way out to the stadium in the morning. You have a great day. Thanks for coming on Real Deal Sports Show.
Thank you, fellas.
You the man.
That's right. That's what the WLGZ HD2, the Beat Sports Director, Jalen McGill. Check him out. Instagram him, the whole 9 yards. This young man is an up-and-coming sports writer and sports person. And next up, we got for the Challenger Community News is the sponsor of our next guest. Our Veterans Day edition is out. Check out the Challenger Community News. You got an excellent article on the Howard Cole's birthday celebration that takes place later today from 2 to 4 p.m. Stop on by and check that out. Also, Quick Main Event has a marathon going on right now. Stop through to help. Don't be the needy. We need to feed the needy. Don't worry about the greedy, but feed the needy. Stop by Quick's Main Event, 537 Dewey Avenue. He has a haircutting marathon going over. Give a donation, any donation, and all the proceeds are going to go to feeding families during this upcoming Thanksgiving season. Quick has been doing this for over 10 years. Many years he's been doing this event. And it evolved from the dinners that he used to have right there at the barbershop for people that was in need of dinners. Now he got the haircutting marathon that started at 11 a.m. yesterday and ends at 11 a.m. to noon today at 537 Dewey Avenue. Quick's Main Event. Stop on through there, make a donation, and check it out. That's also in Challenger Community News. Cat Williams Show coming. We got all kinds of great news in the Challenger Community News, thechallengernews.com. And read my article. And you heard some of it about Josh Allen. Hey, check out what I say about Josh Allen in print and some of the other Buffalo Bills like Jordan Phillips, who just running right past the running back and things. So, hey, you ain't getting the company line from the Rad Man. That's for sure. Right, Fanatic?
Hey, that is why we come to the Rad Man. You're going to speak the truth, the power, and you're going to keep it real. As the kids say, keep it a buck always. Hey, and one thing just on that Quick Main Event is an amazing thing. Rochester, go support him. Radman won't toot his own horn, but I know the Radman has also continuously donated, cooking his citywide and Western New York famous smoked turkey, giving back to the community. So shout out to all the people that make that happen. And please donate. It's a great thing from Quick's Main Event, the barbershop, been going on for so long. And definitely the Radman has definitely participated as well. So thank you for that as well.
Absolutely. Let's welcome our next guest. As you see, this is how we go, talking sports of all sorts. We have one of the coaches from McQuaid, Coach Andre Fontenette. Welcome to the Real Deal Sports Show, and congratulations on last night's win.
Thanks, Big George. I appreciate it, man. How you doing this morning?
Good, great. I see you got another upcoming athlete with you. You training them already?
That's right. Well, this is my little Annie. She's 6 months old, and
congrats.
she's a big McQuaid Knights fan, and recently I found out she's a Bills fan too. So
All right.
doing okay.
Nothing wrong with that.
That's right. Hey George, I
Yes.
want to go to the Bills game with you and Jalen too.
Okay. Hey, we'll see if we can work that out one of these days. Definitely. We got several home games coming up. So we'll see what we can do about that. Now, McQuaid, what is the secret of you guys having your team so prepared no matter who comes to go 4 straight years of winning the sectional? What's the secret to doing that?
Well, a lot of hard work by a lot of people. You know, the kids over the years have really bought into, you know, what we're trying to do, our off-season program, and you know, all the lifting and running and different coaching sessions that we've had, just getting prepared for every situation. And the kids have really, like I said, the kids have really done a good job of buying in. This was our 5th straight appearance, our 4th straight win.
Wow.
And you know, we're looking forward to heading to the state tournament now.
No. Hey, Coach, man. Hey, that's a dynasty really that's going on in modern day history. That's immensely hard to do. So shout out to you guys for doing that. Hey, I heard earlier, man, you guys got a little 5'5" cat out there running around. Who Johnny Football, they call him. Tell us a little bit about him. I need him on my fantasy team.
I know, right? I wish there was high school fantasy because you'd get a lot of points with this kid. Yeah, we got a junior running back named John Harding, who's just a tough little kid who runs hard. He's hard to take down. He has one of the quickest first steps that you're going to see for a high school kid, and he just finds a way to find a crack in the defense and wiggles his way through, man. And he's really done a good job of saving our butts a couple times when he could have gotten tackled in the backfield, or, you know, maybe we weren't right on schedule in terms of down and distance, and he's been able to get things right for us. He's only a junior too. He's coming back next year.
Wait.
Wow. And how long have you had the current coaching staff been together?
Well, this is my 7th season at McQuaid, and the nucleus of our staff, for the most part, this is all of our 7th season together. Our first 2 years, you know, we were kind of slow to start, but in the last 5 years, we've really taken off. And like I said, the kids have bought in. Bobby Bates is our head coach, is our leader, and he's done a good job of getting everyone. You know, he works at the school, so he spends a lot of time with the kids, and our coaching staff is full of former Division I players and former high school head coaches who have found early success in their careers in their own right. So we got a good thing going on.
I like it. Hey, Coach, man, I'm sure you guys have hit your main goal, which is winning sectionals. Now let's talk, man. Well, how far do you think you guys can go? Talk to us.
I mean, any given Friday night, anyone could win any game. So, you know, we play Saturday coming up, Saturday afternoon against Bennett High School, which is in Buffalo. That's the same team who beat us last year in the state tournament. And so we're looking to find a little revenge this year, and hopefully we can keep it moving. So this will be the state quarterfinal. Wow. And then if we win that, then we'll move on and we'll play out in Syracuse or something like that. So.
Oh, the coach was on early in the season from Bennett on with us previously, and he says this is his best team that he's ever had the opportunity to coach. I know they had a problem with one player's eligibility, which was, once again, Section 6 is ridiculous. How they don't do that to the suburban schools, but the city schools, you want to play games and then talk about the paperwork was lost and then try to give Bennett these losses, which was, you know, that's a whole nother story for Section 6. Because remember, Section 6 they didn't even allow the city schools, which is the African-American schools, to even participate in the sectionals until maybe 5-10 years ago. It's not.
I did not know that. That's good to know. But I'll tell you what, George, they might have taken all those wins away from them, but all they did was really lower their seed for the playoffs, and they still ran through all of Buffalo like it was water. So they're a real good team, and they got a D tackle who's already committed to go to Syracuse. I had a chance to meet him 2 weeks ago at the Syracuse Notre Dame game on the sideline, and we're gonna have our hands full, that's for sure.
And where is this game going to be? Where is this game going to be played at, and what time?
So luckily for us, you know, last year we had to play out in Buffalo. This year, they're coming to us. We play at U of R on Saturday at 4:00.
Oh, next Saturday at 4:00. Oh, I got to mark that down, the 19th.
Yep. I look forward to seeing you on the sideline, George.
Certainly will. You know, I'm going to be out on the sideline, and everybody come out. Even if you're a football fan, this high school fan, and you want to see good athletes, both of these teams are loaded with outstanding young men that are going on to college, and some of these guys you may even see play on Sunday because you never know. Because I know Bennett has several guys that are those guys are, and a former player from South Park High that played back in 2013, Jody Fortson. He's now tied in with the Kansas City Chiefs. Interviewed him a few weeks ago when we were in Kansas City. So you just never know where these Isaiah McDuffie, another talent. He's a linebacker with the Green Bay Packers. We saw him in Buffalo a couple weeks ago. So you just never know. You see these guys on the high school level. Next thing you know, you're seeing them on Sunday, or they're doing great things in your community.
Yeah, thank you, George.
Thanks, Coach, for being with us, man. We appreciate you. Best of luck to you. Good luck, Knights.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys as soon as we play next week. We'll get a chance to catch up.
Will do. Take care. Have a great week.
Enjoy those little one.
All right, I will. Thank you, guys.
Get it ready for volleyball. Yes, indeed. Or softball. Softball is a good one there. It looked like could be softball there. Could be a softball player.
Rabbit, that's all you go to. You want everybody to play softball. I know we know you love it.
She looked like she know how to swing that bat. Yes,
exactly. Hey, we're gonna run through it because it's the last. We hear the music. I just want to shout out the Viking GM Kwesi, Adolfo Mensa, the GM, parent from Ghana. He is originally from Jersey. He's doing an excellent job as the GM, and so really proud of him and the work that he's doing. And he got a great. We're gonna see that weapon. TJ Hockenson live and in person tomorrow. So shout out to him. SEC real quick, LSU Tiger. Hey, hopefully you guys got to watch that amazing game. What a sight. Hey, you guys got to come to a game in Tiger Stadium. Nothing like Death Valley, especially a night game. Huge win. And now they're at Arkansas this week. Even the LSU president stormed the field and enjoyed that great one. So SEC is live and in color. And the LSU Tiger, they have a way to get into this college football playoff. If they went out, it would be a tough win if they play in the SEC championship at the Mercedes-Benz Dome Stadium, which is right in Atlanta, where they'll face the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, that's good. So LSU looking good. LSU looking good. The great upset over Bama is coming up. Hey, it's looking great. Backspin, I hear you coming on board. I know your Cowboys and Packers going at it. I like the Packers with the points. I have a feeling the Packers going to play tough and keep this game close. I think you guys will win.
Why you putting that negative energy in the air this morning, man? You know,
I just like the points. That's all. I didn't say they're going to win, but I like the points. And I also like Jacksonville with the if it's 10 points against Kansas City they play down to the other team's level. But when that fourth quarter, midway through that fourth quarter, Patrick Mahomes just turns it on, man. He's gonna pull. They're gonna win the game. But they'll. I think Jacksonville. I don't think Kansas City will cover the 10 points. I think Kansas City will win. So take Jacksonville with the 10 for our gambling friends out there tomorrow as well.
No doubt. Hey, and I will say, backspin, turn over to you. Hey, Vander Kane, hockey player, got cut. Needed surgery on Tuesday night by a blade out there on the ice hockey rink. So get well soon to Vander Kane. And shout out to my man with the glove, making sure that COVID doesn't get to him. 73-year-old Dusty Baker. He represented for all the brothers out there. He's just the third Black manager to win a World Series title. Cito Gaston, I know the Radman knows a lot about him in 92 and 93, and then Dave Roberts. And Dave Roberts and Dusty Baker, the only Black managers. There are only 4 Latino managers. Diversity in baseball needs to increase as well. So, of course, check it out. Like us. We appreciate the support, the comments. We love getting it in this morning. Follow the Radman on Twitter. Check them out. Subscribe, like, hit the bell to receive notifications on all our shows. We appreciate y'all. Backspin, thank you.
Not a problem. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all. The Real Deal Sports Show every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. Keep it locked right where you got it. Coming up, it's the Back in Time Mix Show.